Welcome to Adventures Unabridged. The meeting will come to order. Last time, you all, I forgot that we started doing a thing where we don't do any calls to action in the beginning. We actually try to give you guys content first, and I forgot about that. And so now I'm riffing. Previously on Adventures Unabridged, you all, we're short Goon tonight. He's here in spirit. We love you, Goon. It's been a while since we've done this. Is that clear? Previously on Adventures Unabridged, you all ventured northwest toward the mysterious nation of Vendrier, specifically the capital city of Navira. Navira, of course, being a recurring name in your adventures. Your friends you met in Sighthoff, Brennan, Nicole, and Mix were from there, and you since learned that there seems to be this seems to be the location of Pierce's estranged father, and a second field of these bizarre, enigmatic emerald embers, like the one you encountered in Renmore. Last session, you made contact with Nicole, who invited you into her home. When you arrived, you had a, we'll call it a word vomit. You disclosed a bunch of the chaos that you have encountered over the past several months since last encountering one another, and informed her that you needed to figure out a way to get Ash, who is Kess's mysterious friend, into what they in Navira called the Forge, the location of the embers, and seemingly the source of their technological advancement. That night, while most of you slept, Pongu found his way to the lower levels, where he discovered all kinds of imaginative, weird gambling opportunities, and realized that it seemed to be primarily for chaos rather than the need for money, as is the case in most places. People in Navira didn't seem to want for much. There didn't seem to be much need here in Navira. But the people who took place or who partook in the gambling opportunities on the lower levels of the city were attracted to a certain level of depravity. There were battles of honor that took place in kitchens, stamina challenges with psychedelics, arm wrestling while a mage hand tickles you, all waging deep into the night. The next day, you devised a couple of potential plans, including one about disguising yourself as researchers to get nearer to the embers. And that is where we're going to start tonight's session, just here as soon as Sonny gets back. I don't know if was that a phone ringing?
Yeah, he said keep going.
Oh.
Or he did this.
He did okay. Well,
yeah.
We'll keep going.
Keep rolling.
So that's where we're going to pick up tonight's session. It is late morning. You've all just had breakfast and coffee. Nicole has gone to her place of work, and you all have just been sort of brewing over the past few months of adventures and trying to figure out what the next plan of action needs to be.
Okay.
So with that, the day is yours.
Okay. Q and I just got back from Mardosta.
Q has had coffee.
And he has had coffee.
Yeah.
We went on that little 5-hour Mardosta.
That quick 5-hour jaunt.
Trip. Yeah. So it may not be morning anymore.
It was morning when you guys got back, I believe, right? Like late morning. It's not like it's like 11:30.
Okay. Okay, well, Kess is still being really quiet, acting very awkward because what she said about Pierce's mom came out all wrong. So she's just kind of sipping her coffee.
And Pierce has gone to inspecting his gun Iris and sort of quietly cleaning and prepping, going through his stuff.
Has Pongu fully rested now? Like, did he have enough time?
We'll say yeah.
Okay. You all are. This is a small space in Nicole's establishment, right?
Yeah, it's about the average apartment.
So Pongu's emotionally very emotionally sensitive. What's the word? Anyways, he's
empathetic.
He's empathetic, and emotionally aware. Kind of understands the tone, obviously. And he's probably off in the corner, cooking, stirring the pot, but he's about to actually stir the pot a little bit more.
Somebody's got to.
He's putting the pot and he flips over to Pierce and goes, "So, you really like cleaning Iris and the rest of your guns. Is that important? Never actually fired a gun before.
Yeah, so if I don't have magic shit, I'm not particularly strong. So everything I can do is in this mechanism here. So I have to keep it in as good a shape as I can, because if it misfires or something goes wrong, I'm your meat shield at that point.
Yeah, I've noticed that. So in the gun itself, you have to keep it clean because sometimes things build up inside.
If you are going to metaphor me, I'm gonna get really pissed off.
What's a metaphor?
You're saying that if I keep it inside, that I'm gonna lose it at some point.
The bullets,
My feelings or some shit.
perhaps, but I'm mostly talking about Iris.
Was there ever a time, Pongu, that you lost your shit on somebody?
Yeah, of course, I'm sure.
What did that look like?
One time, Pongu gets very serious. He goes, one time, I got a little petty pierced, and I made someone a meal that they were very allergic to.
You tried to kill somebody.
Just on accident. This was in the Feywild. And
But you were
anyway,
accidentally petty?
yeah, look, he shouldn't have crossed me.
Okay.
It's fine. He's just not able to reproduce. So it's all good. But anyways,
Q at that point speaks up and says, "Yeah, there was also the time that he created a fucking black hole at Kess's house."
Oh, yeah. I totally forgot about that.
that we can only move forward.
Yeah. But
But see, that's exactly it. I had all those things inside me, and then I lost my shit, and all the black void came out and tried to kill people. And that wasn't good for anyone, was it?
so did you need something from me, or
Yeah, I was just wondering, what what you wanted to do today. So many things.
okay, well, I think that we need to learn more about the forge, and I think we should see if we can figure out where Gehrman's at.
Mm.
And if we know those things, then we can map out a procedure going forward.
Oh, Kess is good at mapping things, yeah?
She's. Are there windows in this house?
Yeah.
Are any of them open?
No.
Okay. I open the window or the door.
And the door just leads out kind of like to an apartment, sort of like you guys are in the deeper area of like a shelf, essentially in the middle of a cliffside, just as a reminder. So this is like outside in the cave that you open the door to.
Okay, what kind of animals have I seen here?
Make a perception check. Just a retroactive perception check.
16, and I think my perception's 13, but I don't have D&D Beyond up. Hang on.
Yeah, I wasn't able to open your character sheet actually, Kess.
Really?
It wasn't working. I don't know why I said that in an accent.
So yeah, you've seen the kinds of animals you've seen. You've not seen a lot in Navira proper. You've seen just walking around, you've seen, stray cats and dogs. You've seen common birds that you're not unfamiliar with, because in terms of geography, Navira is not that far away from Ardosta. It's not as frigid. Um, but yeah, just common common sorts of wildlife, nothing particularly extravagant.
Any sparrows?
With a 29, we'll say yeah.
Is it a 29?
You said it was a 16 plus 13.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Actually, 29. Okay.
Yeah, why not?
I just turned into a sparrow and fly away without saying anything.
Oh, it looks like she needed some air.
Okay, Lot, go ahead and roll a new character, I guess. No.
I'm specifically going out to do something, but
Okay.
yeah.
Well, we'll come back to that in a minute.
Yeah.
Pearson, Pongu,
Did
what's
you-
happening with y'all? What are
Should we
y'all
go
turning
after
into
her?
and flying away?
Should we
She'll-
like go after her or?
She'll be back.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
Kess always comes back.
Yes, people do return.
No,
Pun-
Kess always comes back.
Fair. Looks over at Q. How's the coffee?
What? It's terrific. I made a mistake by drinking so much coffee, and I really should have known. But
You're
and then
gonna
he just like
crash soon.
stares off for several seconds, and you
What-
see
what
like he's got rapid eye movement, but his eyes are open.
Do you got any downers in that pocket of yours, Pongu?
I just have the truth salt, but we're supposed to save that for later.
Oh yeah, fun truth party.
Q also has the pooping candy or something, I think. But that also doesn't really help us right now.
What? No, I don't need that now.
Okay.
We can go investigate.
Is there a There's not a backyard here because we're up against a. You said we're up
Correct.
against a wall, right?
Correct.
Is any of the property fenced in?
So, just
Like,
so
is there a
like-
yard to speak of?
No. Like sort of to, you guys are like in deep into the face of a cliff at this point, and so like all of the like there are several hallways that connect these apartments,
Mhm.
and all of the other things on this. You guys are on the 7th level, it's so like a lot of hallways and things that connect it, but all of the windows and things are connecting. Like you can see outside, but you can't see like you see outside into this sort of cavernous hallway space, if that makes sense. It's not like a wild cavern. It's very much so man-made.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's kind of what you're able to see. There's not really any yard to speak of anywhere once you get below the shelf, or once you get below the top shelf of Navira.
Ugh, I was thinking about having him run laps, but there's nowhere for him to run. Uh, okay. Pongu,
Yeah.
I guess we're hanging out till Kess gets back.
I mean, we can go explore.
If she comes back and we're not here, I don't want her to think we left.
I can send her a message.
All right, let's go take the kid for a walk.
Okay. What would you like to share with Kess? We'll just return.
Is this one of those things where I have to keep my word count to him?
Yeah. Or I can finesse something. It's up to you.
Okay, just say, let us know when you're back walking Q.
I send that, but I also add, we may or may not get into trouble. So if you hear a big kerfluffle, please save us. Miss you already. Pongu and friends.
I don't think Cass can reply because she's in bird form, right? Is it do you have to speak it, or can you?
I don't think so. I think it
No,
doesn't
it's
have that limitation.
Is it
mental.
telepathic?
Yeah, it's you send a certain to a
Oh.
creature
You
still have your
which you're
mental.
familiar. It
Yeah.
hears it in its mind, and it can answer in your mind as well.
Okay. Okay. Maybe back later. Checking out some stuff. Take care of them. And eat good snacks.
I imagine I just relay that, or Pongo does the mouth thing. Well, you heard her. Let's eat snacks and go off.
And with a side swipe cross dissolve of the screen, we're going to go see what Kess is up to. Kess, what you doing there, buddy?
What level was Garaman's house on? What level were we told? He lived up on the...
Were you guys told?
Yeah.
If I remember right, he had a house on level 1, but he spent a lot of time in the casinos and stuff in level like 13 or something.
Yeah.
12
That
or
is
13.
correct. He lives on the table, so he lives on the
Yeah.
top.
Okay.
The top level. But you were told that he spends he typically prefers to spend most of his waking time in the casinos in the lower levels.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the rumor that you heard, at least.
I am gonna fly up and try to find his house. So I'm looking for any mailboxes with good blood on it. It like the symbol from the gun that was on the guns.
Okay, make an
That kind of
investigation check.
It's cocked. 22.
Okay. Flying out, so you fly out through this little hallway, and then you sort of soar out. Like it feels pretty dramatic as like the sunlight hits you after being inside this little shelf. You fly out and soar upward, and you can, yeah, your eyes have to adjust a little bit to the darkness. You can see people staring at you because not many birds tend to fly inward like that. And then you fly upward several hundred feet and around over some residential areas of the table. How much time would you like to spend looking?
Oh, I'll spend days if I have to.
Okay.
I won't spend. I'm not going back until I
Okay. Well,
figure some stuff out. So if you need me to roll perception checks or whatever, I'll do it.
okay. So you're specifically investigating, trying to find his house. So you rolled a 22. Unfortunately, that's not quite enough. So as you sail over and you're looking at all of these houses, your wild shape time comes and goes, and I imagine you
I'll
stop
pop.
for a moment, pop back into it.
Yeah. And I will just take some time and sit and perch on places and listen. Like, if I see a mailman, I'm gonna like stalk him a little bit. Like,
Okay. So you definitely don't on this first day, you definitely are not able to find out where Gurman lives.
okay.
But if you would like to roll a perception check just to see what else you're able to gather, if you're able to hear anything about him or anything else, just a general perception check.
19. Yeah, 19.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You rolled a 19 on perception. There was like a 2 on your dice then, right?
It was a 6.
It was
Not
6, yeah.
Okay.
Wait,
so,
do I? Well, I don't have a card for a sparrow, so I don't know if they get like. Uh,
Bird tiny.
yeah. Okay.
So up here on the table, perched and flying around and looking around, you don't learn anything about Gehrman Goodblood. You do see a couple of airships flying overhead. You're able to get a little bit closer of a look, and you're able to see the Goodblood logo on the underside of some of the ships, fitted to some of the weaponry underneath it. You are able to hear someone talking about. You're able to hear just general conversation about someone named General Litoid. And from where you are sitting, you are also able to see lifts descending below the 13th level. And so from like there's a point where the general lifts stop, and there's a second set of lifts that descend even further into the ground, and you get the feeling that that is heading in the direction of the forge. But you see that there are 2 armed guards stationed outside of the lift that descend,
Okay.
and that is pretty much what you're able to get.
So that's about 8 hours of being away, because I get
Yeah.
half my. No, that's 12 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait. Yeah.
I get half of my level in hours, I think, right?
I believe so.
6 hours. Okay. I'm going to take a short rest, get those back. Just chilling out on the street.
Okay.
On
Is
a
there anything
bench at a park or something. I don't know if there are parks in the wall.
Okay, so well, if you're on the top level, so you're on solid ground. You're
Okay.
not on the sideways part.
Right.
But yeah, there's this little area where not necessarily a park, but there is this little area where there's a couple of food carts and things where people have come up to eat. It's a very, very nice area, and it's kind of like ritzy. You know, there's kind of a fence, some fenced off lawn areas that you can find a way to take a long rest at. But yeah, you're able to do that.
Short
And then,
rest.
so a short rest, yeah. So 12 hours. That puts it now at about 11:30 at night.
Okay.
So what are you doing?
I am going to take that short rest and use another wild shape and go down to the gambling level and fly around.
Okay. As a sparrow still flying around in the lower levels?
Yeah, like a bird trapped in the garden
Totally.
center at Walmart. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I got
The picture's painted so
you.
well.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, that's certainly what I had pictured. So yeah, you fly down into the lower levels, and again, it's pitch dark. So like you hear a couple of people as you're flying. Is that a bird? Like almost like
No,
it's not.
I want to be a tiny pygmy owl. I'm sorry. So I can see
Okay.
in the dark.
Okay. So yeah, you can see quite well. You
Mhm.
hear a couple of people like gasp as you pass by them, like, and they can you're like they can feel the wind off of you.
Oh yeah,
You-
I
you
do that
gotta-
thing where I almost hit them and I
Yeah.
pull up my legs at the correct time. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're like, did that owl just shit on us? And I'll let you decide whether or not you did. But
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet.
I gotta find somebody worthy of it.
So the lower levels consist of, from what you understand, the lower levels consist of levels 11 through 13. So which level are you going to specifically?
Wherever the gambling is.
There are casinos on all of those levels. There are casinos on every level.
Are they different
but
types?
it gets- I
Like-
don't know that you would know.
Oh, so they're like in their own individual buildings, kind of deal. Okay.
They're rooms, so to speak.
Okay. I just kind of
Just tell
fly
me what level you
around
start on.
and so the first level of the
Okay, so you're gonna go to
bottom.
level 11.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
haven't been home in 13
Yeah.
hours, I think.
Yeah, you're probably within a couple of hours. You're gonna be nearing a point of exhaustion.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop before then and take a long rest.
Okay. So while you're out flying around, go ahead and make another. Are you trying to look? Are you trying to look specifically for Pierce's dad?
Yeah,
Okay. You don't really know what he looks like,
right.
but so yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check for me with disadvantage.
Ah, really?
Yeah, because you don't know what he looks like.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. So you learn a lot by sitting down here. You're actually like you've seen people do some pretty wild shit. You've never seen anything quite as wild as what's happening down here. The one thing you witnessed specifically is something that I mentioned Pongu seeing the night before, where there are a group of people holding onto a pole and just screaming at the top of their lungs. And every once in a while, one will let go and just like cower on the floor.
Okay.
You witnessed this happening for pretty much the entirety of that time. And that's pretty much all you see.
Okay. I'm gonna take a long rest in some
Where you are?
rafters or something.
Okay, you're gonna have to be in Kess form to take a long rest, right?
No, I just gotta wake up in 6 hours and redo my wild shape.
Okay.
But every short rest, I get 2 back, so it doesn't matter.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you are able to take a short rest, and at that time, we are going to fade screen back over to see what Q and Pongu and Pierce have been doing. So, in the interim, throughout the afternoon, what have you guys been doing? What would you guys like to do?
So Pierce probably would have walked with Q and Pongu for a few hours, Pongu permitting, and then gone back to the house and waited for Kess to come back the rest of the evening. Unless Pongu, feel free to correct something if there's something that you or we wanted to do, but as nighttime gets closer, Pierce is getting more and more fidgety and worried that Kess is not back yet.
You would have stayed there the entire time, or you would have gone back and stayed?
After walking with Q to try and get some of his energy spent because he had coffee and he needs to get it out.
Is there anything specifically that you would like to do? Because we can. I know we just did the evening with her, but we can go back
Right.
and do that time with you guys if you have something specific you'd like to do.
Pierce is pretty preoccupied in thought, so Pongu, totally up to you.
Yeah, no.
He's gonna take your lead.
Pongu would sense that Pierce has a lot of like mental befuddlement and is not going to try to press Pierce or Q, and so he, I think as the night got closer, or as the night approached, Pongu would just be like, Kess is a grown woman. She can handle her own. She literally can turn into like so many things. She'll be fine. But I also understand, caring for your friends, and that's important too. But also self-care is important, which is why I'm probably gonna go find some shit to get into tonight because it's a lot of fun, and I admittedly have been missing out on being a little indulgent because I recognize that I have been putting other people's needs above my own, and so I might get a little fucked up tonight, Pierce.
Okay.
You are welcome to join me.
So, all of that shit earlier about pent up release, that was about you.
It's about everyone if you think about it, but yeah, I suppose so.
everything's always about everyone if you think about it, Pongu. Just get the fuck out of here. But if you're not back, and if Kess is not back by morning, then we're coming down to find you.
I'm not gonna be out all night. I don't want to have to like spend hours sleeping in a knapsack again. So
As you guys are having this conversation, you hear Q kind of like, he's like still got the caffeine jitters, even though he's like way asleep. Like,
so if you're gonna stay here, Pierce, that's totally fine. And I can check in if you'd like. I can send you a sending. And if I find Kess or Sia, I'll also let you know. But I just need to let my hair down, you know?
Okay, but if I wake up and either or both of you are not here, I'm freaking out.
I understand. I will hopefully be back in this establishment before sunrise.
Yeah, and try to find Kess while you're out there.
Yeah, of course. Who
If you
knows, maybe-
see her, tell her to come home.
Yeah, of course. Feed Q snacks, or Kess will be mad.
Yeah, I can't stop him from eating snacks, so.
Yeah, I left extra donuts and meatballs over there.
There are days I like you, Pongu. There are days I like you.
Okay, Pangu is like is doing like that like waspy mom like, okay kids, have so much fun, like shoving shit in her purse, getting ready to peace out. Like, okay, you take care. Okay, bye. Fucking flits out. And actually, if I may, Pangu
You
would
may.
actually go, because I mentioned it last time. I would like to actually use his background feature as a researcher to go to, if there's like a public library or according to the description, like a scriptorium, university, or even a person that I might be able to contact or talk to or speak with or read in the city that has more information about the Green Embers.
so here in Navira, there is a library essentially on every floor. There is
Okay.
there are libraries fucking everywhere. This is a culture that deeply, deeply values knowledge and the acquisition thereof. So, yeah, it does not take you long. You are able to find a seventh Naviran library, is what it's called because it is on the seventh level. But you're able to find the seventh Naviran library, and it's a very, most would consider it to the space to be small, but it feels to you when you walk inside, it feels absolutely enormous. Assuming I said when you walk inside, assuming this is where you're going. You said or speak to someone, or you going to the library?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, when you step inside, it is as I said, it's a really small room, but there are shelves on every surface. There are shelves even somehow on the ceiling. There are shelves, like there are these doors and these suspension mechanisms that keep the books like clicked in place, even upside down. They have figured out how to completely utilize every square inch of this space to keep books and scrolls and all kinds of interesting tomes. So, you said you are looking specifically for what?
So
Anything
my
about the Embers?
intent as a researcher is to try to find more lore about the Hamahoa or the Green Embers, and then whether there's like a subject matter expert in general in the world that we can consult with, and then just anything in relation to how these embers are causing this calamitous event in the world.
Sure.
'Cause while yes, we have personal stuff happening, I'm also thinking about the greater scheme.
Sure. Okay. Tell me this. Do you think Pongu, this is something we've never talked about, do you think Pongu himself has ever seen the Hamahoa? Do you
I
think...
imagine, with as long lived as he is, and with his service to Monovi, I think he would have, and because of his direct working with the Triumvirate, he he would have seen them at least at some point.
Okay. Okay. So, can I get you to make an investigation check and add your proficiency modifier?
Okay. Okay. 25. 25 plus 5 is 30.
Jesus Christ.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good in the
Yup.
library, huh?
Yep.
I am a big old nerd.
Pongu walks in and he holds his hands out, and books, like tiny little parrots, flock to him on golden wings. So, all right. So you spend a chunk of time here in the library this evening, and you are able to find quite a bit of information. You know that you know only what you have seen so far about these embers. It's difficult. You've not really talked to anyone who has seen things that you have not seen, if that makes sense. You've been to the embers in Renmore. You've been to the embers, the Hamahoa, in the Fallen Gutsy. So you know that the you know that both of the ember fields that you've seen look incredibly different. As you're researching, the first thing that you find out about the embers here in Navira is that they are not a field of embers, strictly speaking. They are, but not in a strictly horizontal sense of the word. They are, much like the rest of the city, sideways. They are crawling up a wall and across the ceiling of the space that they occupy. You find out that there is a research sector and an extraction sector. The research sector being much smaller than the extraction sector. The research sector being where they study and do research and development on different uses, different applications, whether it be medicinal or applicational in some technological sense. And then there is the extraction sector where they use different forms of magic and different forms of technology to extract the most minuscule freckles of this ember to use as applications in their airships or in their other technology, whatever it may be. This tracks with your knowledge because you know that having seen it, you know that the Mount of Iron embers are also very uniquely shaped in that they're shaped like a human body. So all of the embers you've seen seem to have or all of the embers at least that you've heard of seem to have a very different texture is not the right word, a different sort of flavor, at least in the dispersal of the embers, if that makes sense.
Okay. Do I read anything as to why, if there are any hypotheses on why they're all differently shaped?
So, even here reading this in this library, you know that there's still a great amount of mystery behind the embers themselves, where they came from, why they are differently shaped. And here in the Library of Navira, they know nothing of the other embers. They only know of their own embers. They don't know anything of the Hamahoa. They don't know anything of that's something that strikes you. They don't know anything of any other embers. They think what they have is the only one.
Okay. And who, if I see, has authored most of these articles or has written? Like, is there a leading expert in at least the Naviran embers?
There doesn't seem to be. There are several scholarly articles. There doesn't seem to be, strictly speaking, any particular expert. Not one particular expert in the field. If you like, I can send you a list of names.
Mm-hmm.
Because you find with a 30, you find several different articles.
Okay.
So I can, here in a little bit, I can send you more names.
Okay. And then I'm going to, again, just commit what I can to memory. I don't know, keen mind or whatever, but just take all that in, and for the sake of expediency, kind of wrap up there. And then as I'm leaving, because I don't want to be here too late, I'm gonna send Kess another sending on my own, and just say something to the effect of, "Hi, friend. Just letting you know. We miss you at home, and hope you are well. I am heading back now, but if you happen to wake up, or at least just pop in the morning, I think that would be very helpful for me. Love you lots. Okay, bye." And then Pongu would just head home.
Okay. Quite an
Uh,
evening of putting your hair down, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
she's just gonna reply and say, hang on, let me think of what she'd say. Well, she's kind of sleepy, so you get drowsy, Kess.
At this point, it's about 3 a.m. for what that's worth.
Okay. I'm fine. Just looking for any kind of information I can help contribute and just trying to not be awkward right now. So, yeah, I'm good though. I'll be back probably not in the morning, but I'm fine. I'm still here. And that's all I'll say.
Pongu will sneak in, trying not to wake any. Set a mental as soon as he can while getting a long rest, and then prepare breakfast in the morning.
Okay. All right, so you may all take a long rest at this point. Q will do so as well.
I'm sorry, Kess is so stubborn.
And so at this point, we're going to go back over to just the going to go back over to Nicole's apartment. Nicole has at this point, you guys have spoken to her. If there's was there anything that you all would like to, like you guys would probably speak with her in the morning? Was there anything specifically you'd like to bring up with her?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So she's here. Hi. Good morning, Pongu. How you doing there, buddy?
I'm good. Have you heard of Take Your Child to Work Day?
Take your child to work day. Well, the concept is simple enough, but I'm not sure I'm following you.
Would
Pierce
you like to
jumps
Yep.
in. Context clues might give that one away, buddy.
Oh, yeah. I'm curious about where you work.
Oh well, I work in the I work here on level 7, just sort of doing some general research on not necessarily anything in particular, but we sort of dabble in a lot of different things. A lot of at this point in time, we're trying to figure out those gosh darn weird storms that we were looking at in Sci-Hoff. Like we kind of know where they came from, but magically we're trying to figure out how it was that they were working.
Yeah? What's the hang-up?
Well, we don't have any of that darn tootin' black liquid sort of stuff that woman seemed to have.
I see. Interesting.
Not that we would
Interesting.
actually perform the experiments, but it would be nice to have all the different components, because it seemed like whatever she was doing, it was ripping her right up. She did not seem to be in too great a health when she left our company there. But yeah, it would be helpful if we could study the component itself and figure out scientifically at least what the situation is, what the story is there. You know.
He's like packing up his bag, but while he's doing that, you're not gonna try and recreate a void storm, are you?
I sure to heaven hope not.
Because like that's bad, right?
I was there. I seen it with my own 2 eyeballs. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that again. My interest does not come in recreating horribleness. My interest in this particular realm begins and ends with figuring out how it works so we can defend ourselves from it.
Okay. That makes sense. Anyway, gonna go find Kess. See ya. Pierce starts to head
Yeah,
towards the door.
where is old Kess? I haven't seen her in. I don't know how long you guys have been here. I don't have a great grasp of time.
Pongu relays
It's
that he
just
had
been a
messaged-
night. Like a day and a night.
Pongu relays like, what I sent her a sending and she seems to be fine. She's
She responded to you.
She did. I think she's just, sometimes you just need to go off and, do your own thing. I literally left a whole plane of existence to do my own thing, so she's just off in the city.
Okay, so I have to make there's an important distinction that I need to make. And none of this sometimes people need to blah blah bullshit. You just tell me. Because it's been a while, and we don't know anything about this city, except that there are some shitty people in it. And I'm going to go and look for her, unless that would be bad for her. Do I need to not do that?
Pongu looks over at Nicole. It's like, I don't know the people in this city. I know that there are bad people in every place, but in terms of especially bad people here, I don't know. Nicole?
I don't know what benchmark you're using to gauge good people and bad people, because there is the, I know that I don't care too terribly much for Pierce's daddy, but I don't know exactly what it is you're asking. There's not much I can do for you.
If Kess were wandering around the city, do you think that the likelihood of her ending up dead is high, medium, or low?
I would say it's astronomically low, because, I've seen some of the stuff that she can do, and there's not, I've seen the stuff that she can do out in the wild, and it's a lot more dangerous in other places where you guys came from than it probably here in good old Navira.
Yeah. To be fair, Pierce, she's probably looking for your father.
Yep, I'm gonna go find her.
Yeah, if that's the case, I retract what I said. There might be some danger there.
Yep, out the door. Q, are you coming or are you staying?
Huh? What? Oh, yeah, I'll come.
Let's go.
Oh,
Right.
Q wasn't going to take your child to work day? I thought we were getting a free babysitter.
I was trying to give you an out.
Oh, I didn't realize that's what you were. I thought
I picked up on it. I was like, that's a good idea.
I kind of thought Pongu might even want to tag along.
I thought that's kind of where you were going, but also I was like, this is more than just an out. Like, this is something that Goon would have so much fun with, and I can't take that from him. Does that make sense?
Fair. Okay, Pierce, are you good at tracking people, or?
No, I'm not. But I have to go look. Where did she say where she was when you talked to her?
She did not. She's just out. My assumption is Kess is a very smart person. She would go to places she would think your father either lived or practiced trade.
Okay. So either the casinos or the shit. Okay. Pongo, you can come if you want to, but Q and I are going to the casinos.
Oh.
We're gonna go poke around. Unless you got your fill last night.
Oh God, yes. I was so deep in it, Pierce. It was just gods. My brain from Psypol, Yeah, we can go.
Gross. Let's go.
You should try it. Go off.
DM, may I have already made a perception check and stuff?
Yeah, I just hadn't made it to you.
Okay, I'm just asking if, because I would have woken up.
Yes,
Okay.
we're having to do one thing at a time, right?
Yeah, no,
So,
I know.
but-
Yeah. Sorry.
It's no, it's totally fine. I just wanted to let you know that I hadn't forgotten about you.
Okay.
So yes, at this point, Locke, when you wake up, before anyone is able to make their way to you, which of course they haven't even tried yet.
Right.
But go ahead and make your choice of investigation or perception. Just tell me which it is and what it is you're trying to do exactly.
I'm gonna go perception, and I'm an
Okay.
owl, and I'm trying to find. I'll go down a level
Okay.
because I stayed on that one level, I guess.
Mhm.
Unless that was me flying around, but all of them for that one perception check, was it?
The first perception check was you on the table.
No, I know the
And
one.
then the second one was you on the 11th level.
Okay, I'll go to the 12th level.
Okay. So
What is it like on the 12th versus the 11th?
it's about the same. Like for the difference between 10 and 11 is night and day difference, but from what you can tell, 11 through 13 is more or less just the same grimy nightlife sort of situation. Lots of music, lots of ruckus. lots of different places to drink and gamble, lots of different rooms. Um a lot of chaos happening even out in the walkways, if that makes sense.
Okay. I'm still looking for him then. I'm gonna perception.
Okay, and you're in owl form right now?
Yes. And I get advantage. Oh. 26.
26.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so with a 26, pretty quickly, you hear two women walk by sort of underneath where you're perched, and you hear them saying, you hear like one of them drow and the other one is half elf, and one of them says, "Yeah, Gurman Goodblood. He's in there playing planar poker right now. He's been playing for 12 hours, hasn't lost yet, and I don't think that's for lack of trying. It looks like I don't know. I've never seen anything like it. The intensity, and that's all you're able to hear as they're walking past. But you hear, Garamond Goodblood has been playing planar poker for 12 hours.
Okay. I would like to
And you can very clearly see the establishment that they have walked out of.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just trying to think. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna try to swoop in stealthily as an owl. And get in rafters or whatever.
Okay, so strictly speaking, there's not any rafters in here, but you do see some lamps that appear to be magically enchanted. Even the lamps inside, like street lamps, basically, that are enchanted to produce, light. And you're able to perch atop one of them. Once you're inside, you're in an establishment called Planes, just Planes. And inside, you see dozens and dozens of tables of people playing cards. They all appear to be playing the same game. But there is quite a bit of an audience gathered around one table in particular.
Okay. What is planar poker exactly? What are they betting?
So make an intelligence check. Because with a 26 perception, you're able to see what's happening.
Okay,
But-
dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay.
That's good.
There are no chips on the table.
Okay.
They're playing cards, and this is working in tandem with your perception.
Right.
You see some of them look a little scared, some of the players, and some of them look very much so like a thrill junkie who is about to
Adrenaline
skydive for the
junkie.
11th
Okay.
time.
Okay. Yeah.
And so you see them playing cards, and in the middle of the room there is this. It's like a tube, kind of. It looks like one of those like hurricane machines where you go in and stand and try to grab all the cash you can, if that makes sense. But every once in a while, you will hear a ding, like a light ding of a bell. And then at that point, the people standing at the table, or the people like sitting at any particular table, will get up and stand, and one person will be escorted to that tube. And then you see this happen 4 or 5 times over the course of 30 minutes. And you see them just blink out of existence in that tube.
Okay. Do I see them come back?
You do not.
Do I hear about anybody coming back at all? Like anything like, oh, he'll be back in 30 minutes. Oh, don't worry, he'll be back in never. Like,
So, okay. How long are you staying here and watching this?
I mean, a little. We'll see.
It stands to reason. In that same tube, about as often as someone is put into the tube, you see, blink, someone reappear in the tube.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, but when they reappear, they all like sometimes they look jaunty, like they just got away with something. Sometimes they look bedraggled, like they have been keel-hauled, basically. Sometimes they look horrified.
Okay.
And sometimes they look indifferent.
Okay. And do I see Pierce's father? Like, do I see somebody that I'm like, that's him?
What was your intelligence check?
Intelligence was 20 and my perception was 26.
So there is a table, like I said, that has gathered quite an audience.
Mm-hmm.
You do see a gentleman who looks to be in his late 50s. He's got thinning white hair. He's wearing a brown duster, and he's got a mustache. And every once in a while, he'll just stroke his mustache as he's playing. And he is not betraying any amount of emotion whatsoever.
Okay.
But sitting next to him it looks like an entire bar at closing time has just been put next to him, if that makes sense. Like it looks like empty bottles and glasses, like waitresses are like coming up and trying to take away all the refuse as quickly as they can. But he's been going for a long time, but he looks incredibly composed for someone who's been drinking for as long as you imagine he's been there drinking.
Okay.
Almost like maybe he's sobered up at this point.
After the next match, I want to do something. So just let me know when that is, because I don't know how long the matches take.
Okay. A moment.
Sorry, in poker we call them hands. So it's just like,
Oh, okay.
So like I was just like, let me know how long the soccer festival goes for. And you know what I mean?
I forgot it was poker
Yeah.
specifically.
Yeah, it's called planar poker.
Okay.
Give me just a moment.
Match.
It's very funny.
So yeah, at some point you see Gehrman like do this number here, and he lays his cards down, and he's got a full flush, and then the person sitting across from him lays down 2 pairs, and the person across from him is escorted, and he doesn't even make eye contact. He just looks bored, and he kind of sighs, and he lights he rolls his tobacco and puts it in his mouth and lights it, as the person who was playing poker with him is escorted and blinked to another plane of existence.
Okay.
Anybody else?
I swoop in as an owl and turn into Kess at the table. Right, like. And I'm like, I'll go.
You don't look familiar.
I'm not.
All right. And then at that point, he like slides his cards over to the dealer. And all right, so here's how this works.
Okay.
The dealer deals you some cards. What you're going to do to determine the cards that you have is roll a D100.
Okay.
And then after that, you are going to roll a charisma check, which is either persuasion or deception based on how good your D100 roll was. Steve-O, do you approve those mini game rules?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I was just like
As a poker player?
I was super regretting the fact that Pierce didn't get to walk in during the game and go, "Are you winning, Dad?"
I don't know what time it is
You
now.
still might, yeah.
There's-
Yeah,
there's
that's true. That's
still-
true.
Yeah.
Well, I already made the joke, so it's over.
Okay, so what I need to do? Hang on, this music's not vibing.
roll a D100 lot.
Hang on, I need that tavern music, man.
So like several people are like, you hear people whispering, like, "What the fuck is that? Who is this? Who is this bitch?" So,
Who is this bitch? Okay, let's go. So over D100.
roll a D100 first. Yeah.
It's cocked. I think.
Okay. If
D100s are awful. Can I balance the D4 on it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but right in the middle of all the cocked numbers. Not on a number.
Just roll again. Just roll again.
Okay. It's funny because it was a 1. I hate this. Percentile.
What's the percentile number? And what's the...
No, I was rolling my giant one.
Oh,
That's why I'm
I
having
see.
problems. I'm just going to roll a percentile, though, because that one was also weird. Okay. 55.
Okay. So,
This is where Goon would make a Sammy Hagar joke, I think. Maybe.
55.
Yeah.
Okay. So, if you have a 55, do you choose to bet or are you going to fold?
What is my goal here? To get higher or lower?
To get higher. You want to get
That's
higher.
everybody's goal, Locke.
Yeah. So, like, if you think you can beat him with a 55, you can bet. In fiction, you would just say bet. But
Bet.
if you think, okay, you're gonna bet against him with a 55.
Wait. No, I want to re-roll. I don't know what to do. I want to add to this.
So,
Well, you
if
can't
I
skip-
understand the way that Zach explained it, you have a 55 out of 100.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he's
Oh,
going
I'm-
to roll 1 to 100. And if he is lower, then the only way that he can win is to get you to fold. So the deception, the performance basically
You would
comes
be
into
bluffing.
play.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might be able to get him to fold by betting and then doing your deception check or whatever. And he may very well, when you show your hand, have a hand lower than you, but there's a
And this happens
45.
3 times.
Okay.
45% chance that he's
Okay.
going to beat you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bet then.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Right out of the gate, huh? So yeah,
Wait.
make a charisma check.
Okay. Cha. What did you say? Deception or
Deception or
persuasion?
Uh-huh.
Oh no! Oh no!
Okay.
Okay. You can tell by looking at him that he feels good.
Okay.
Okay. So you bet. So lay out your cards, and at that point, you see that he has an 88.
Okay.
Something about these rules aren't working, and I'm just now realizing it. So
I'm
here's what we're
so
gonna do.
confused
Here's
because
what
I
we're gonna
don't
do. I
have
made
a
this too
chance
complicated.
to even.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're just going to do the percentage.
Because I got a natural 20 on my cha.
Yeah. I thought this was going to work in my head, and we're just now. Cha.
And I'm
Okay.
really sad because I didn't take a number off of this, and it was a 99. I'm pissed.
Okay. All right. Here's what we're going to do. We're
I'm
going
using
to
this.
nix that because I did not think that element of the rules through, and I put this together today. So here's what we're going to do. We're just going to do the percentile
Okay.
bit of this. Okay.
That's fun. But we do it
Okay.
3 times?
Three
so
times.
It's best 2 out of
starting-
3.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that one doesn't count.
Okay.
All right.
I
I'm sorry,
was-
guys.
I was
Should've
very.
played
No,
this
no,
first.
It was
figure
okay.
these things out.
Yeah. Okay.
He lays his cards out. It is 90.
Mine is 90.
Okay. So,
I'm like,
wow.
oh my gosh, we
An exact
died.
tie. Okay. All right. Interesting. Interesting. Roll again. Not many people are brave enough for this particular game.
Oh,
Chance it could go bad for you.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen? I get put on another plane of existence for like 30 minutes?
Try 24 hours, sweetheart. 83.
No way. 84.
Are you?
I promise! I'm writing these down.
Pretty interesting. First person to give me a run for my money. I'm a pretty lucky man. Go again.
Question.
Yeah.
Can we say while this is, I don't know, time-wise, can we say we're approaching or nearing the casino? Like
At
our
this
group?
point, yeah, it makes perfect sense to me that you guys are walking in while this game is happening. So
Okay.
you walk in. Pongu, you know what this game is. You have seen this game.
Yeah.
I had to
You
balance the
walk
D4.
in, you guys walk in and you see this whole group of people crowded around Kess. And Pierce, you see Kess playing cards with dear old Pop.
Can I be can I be grabbing people's shots out of their hands and throwing them back?
Yeah, if you want.
Okay. I'm doing it.
Oh
Who
no!
the fuck is this? He says to like somebody. Okay.
God
44.
damn it!
What?
44.
91.
Again, you're the first person to give me a run for my money.
Do you know who that is? Pierce.
One more.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Let's
him.
see.
Beat an 81, sweetheart.
83. Sucker.
And he looks up at you. And he looks relieved. He smiles at you. Well played. And no one even has to escort him to the tube. He walks over by himself, closes the door, and he blinks out of existence.
God damn it!
Woo! Take shots.
Pongu starts slow clapping.
I
Yeah.
put my arm in the person next to me and do a ring around dance.
And they very drunkenly and very confusedly oblige. They're like,
Yeah.
On good.
Yeah.
Did Kess just play and beat my dad in planar poker?
I believe she did, which means he'll come back in 24 hours.
Or not.
Wait, or not? Do you think he's just gonna go trampling off with some planar deity?
Okay, so like, when you go off to a different plane of existence for 24 hours, you probably come back, but that's a fucking probably, man.
Yeah, I mean, we also don't know which plane of existence.
Everything just got fucked up. The whole reason we're here are only out to get... Oh, I need a drink.
Yeah, you can get
Someone
them free.
hands you a drink.
It's free.
Like
here.
immediately
you.
when
It's
you
the
say
best
that.
thing. You drink for free in the casinos.
Pierce, like,
You want more?
chugs it.
Do you want to play side?
As soon as it's empty, it's the damnedest thing. As soon as it's empty, did he just ask if you wanted to play Saipo?
Yeah, Pongu just like whispered. It was so funny.
I'm so sorry I missed that.
So Pierce, the second you drain that, you have another one in your hand. Like someone just hands you another one and takes the empty away from you.
I love this place. Okay.
The first one was a beer. The second one's a glass of wine. They're not taking orders or anything. They're just slinging random alcohol.
Okay, hold on. Is there like a information desk, you know,
No.
there's nobody
Yeah.
running this card room.
No.
No
This
head
is
guy.
No. It's not a
Okay.
casino. Like, this is just... You get the feeling that this is... There's no... At least in this room, there's no financial transaction taking place. This is just
Right.
a playground to these people.
Okay. Pierce walks up to the table. He starts pushing people aside to try to get to Cass.
She's just probably like dancing, slinging her drink around.
By this point,
Did
I would
you-
say Cass is probably quite drunk.
Yeah.
Cass.
Huh?
Kessica.
Yes.
Did you have fun?
I won.
Do you feel better?
No.
Pierce turns to the dealer. Was there a dealer at the table, or were they dealing
There's
themselves?
a dealer at the table.
Okay.
It's a dragonborn man,
Okay.
red scales.
Okay. This version of planar poker, how many possible planes can one get sent to?
4 typically.
25% chance. Okay. Pierce looked at Cass. I challenge you to a game of planar poker.
Okay.
You know that look you were talking about that I make before the... All right, we go to challenger. And then another bell sort of rings. And at that point, cards are dealt out. Now, again, I apologize, but we figured out the rules, so just roll a D100.
Okay.
Well, Cass, do you accept? That's
Yeah,
important.
she
Okay.
said okay.
Okay. I'm not rolling.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Pierce rolls a 31.
77.
Okay.
Great. 1 and 4. Let's go. 64.
48.
Fuck.
No,
1 to
40.
1, baby.
48. So you got that one. Okay.
Yeah. 64.
76.
Excellent. Excellent. So it was a 2 out of 3, or is it first to 3?
2 out of 3, I think. Right?
Okay.
It's,
Two out of 3 or first to 3?
it's first to 3.
Oh, okay. So we go
Yeah.
again.
Okay. Come on, Cass.
And as this is happening, like it's almost like golf, It's almost like watching golf because the audience is like, ooh.
14.
Ooh.
21. God.
2-2, baby.
Yes. 27.
It's a 22.
Oh. Ah. Okay.
So for those of you watching at home, Pierce was trying to lose at planar poker.
I guess my luck ran out.
And at this point,
And I go
like,
stand in the thing.
yeah, like, so yeah, someone comes up to escort you. Do you just go?
Yeah.
All right. So Pongu and Q. I imagine Q would have words to say about this, but Goon's not here. And Pierce, you just watch as Kess is escorted to this little smudgy glass tube in the middle of the room. Kess is put inside. What's your question, Pongu?
How many guards are there?
There are not really any guards. Like, there's a couple of people who are like standing aside watching that you feel like might act in a in some sort of capacity of enforcement, but you know, like I said, this is more of a playground than anything.
Can we get a sense of if we linked up and followed Kess and we all touched the thing at the same time, could we all be banished at the same time?
So only one person fits in the tube.
Okay.
That much is clear. It's not like it's you have to stand in this tube and one person is put in the tube, if that makes sense. So Cass is escorted. Tube closes.
Oh shit. Okay. Yes.
I'm sorry.
It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
I say I'm sorry, and you're like, it's gonna be okay. And then do I get sent away, Zach?
Roll a d4.
Woo! Chaos. I love it. See, I'm fine with like level 12 cast doing this. 3.
3.
Yeah.
Okay. Bloop. You blink away, and briefly, your vision is clouded with like this gray-green sort of smog, almost like a film has washed over your eyes. And then you find yourself sort of floating and spinning until the world resituates itself. And you are in the same room. You are sort of, it feels like you're just sideways of this room. Everything is washed over, almost like it has a green filter over it. Like a green-blue sort of vision to it. You see everything as it is in this room. You see Pierce, Pongu, Q, all of the people that you were just playing in front of. But just to the left of them, as they move, it's almost like a really, really slow frame rate where they move and you see something like where they move or an object moves and you see an alternate version of them or that object or that thing. Almost like an outline. You have found yourself in the ethereal plane. And we're going to go to break.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Oh no.
It's always the ones where it's like, you know what? Let's pal around this episode while Goon's gone.
Some pretty weird shit happening, and we will be back to see what happens here in just a moment. And also, I'm sorry about those rules. I hadn't play tested those. It's just something I was like, yeah, this will work, and then it didn't. It happens, but I'm sorry. We'll be right back. The meeting will come to order. This is Adventures Abridged. The story you're about to hear was created almost entirely by improvisation during a Dungeons & Dragons campaign over the course of 2 years. And at the time of this recording, that same adventure is still taking place. You don't need to know anything about D&D to be able to enjoy this story. This podcast takes the highlights from more than 100 hours of gameplay and distills them into a story that's easy to consume in chapters of 15 minutes or less. Join the Nobodies on an adventure, years in the making, on Adventures Abridged. New episodes every other Monday. Find people playing planar poker.
People playing.
No. Don't apologize for the rules. We're all good.
Yeah.
Cool. And we're back. So, where
And
last we left off.
You're lucky I
Tess had
started
found-
recording.
Woo. Well,
You didn't even ask.
You tell me that you're recording all the time, so I just assumed that you weren't lying.
You're fine. We are. We're going.
Where last we left off, Kess had just played. She just pokered her way into the ethereal plane, and
Poker face.
yeah, Kess, what you doing there, buddy?
Well, first of all, are there little fishies and stuff swimming around?
There, no,
Okay.
no. So basically, like it looks more or less. It looks more or less like the room that you were in, except, like I said, it feels like it's almost like that music video that's just pencil sketches, except it's like green, and you're able to see more detail. But you can only see about 60 feet in front of you. You can walk around, but you can't see past a certain point. It's like your field of vision has been greatly diminished.
Ugh.
But you can see, like, you can see, but it's just not quite as far as you are used to in the plane that you are used to seeing. Everything else there's kind of a wind, kind of a fog going on.
I want to. Sorry, there's a bug.
I just had one.
I want to turn it into an owl again.
Okay.
And start flying in circles looking for anybody in particular, specifically Pierce's father.
Okay. So when you look at your hands and when you morph into an avian form, you are able to look at your wing, and it like you look normal to yourself. It's everything else in this area that seems to be just sort of shining as if it's lit by a different kind of light, if that makes sense. But as you fly around, go ahead and make a perception check.
I get advantage because I'm an owl. Oh, I need advantage. That was a natural one. A 30?
A 30?
That's the opposite.
2 30s.
So
I rolled
fly-
a 17. I have a plus 13. So
yeah,
go ahead.
that's like the opposite of a 1. But unfortunately, it doesn't matter all that much because you fly around within 5 minutes. You are certain that Gehrman Goodblood is not on this plane.
Oh,
So you fly around and you're able to see, you're able to see the games happening. You're able to see your friends. You're able to see Pierce both very angry and very confused and very afraid.
Oh, I
and
can
you're
see them like
Yeah.
in their current state.
Yeah.
Whoa. Can I hear them?
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's muffled and you have to be. It's muffled and your range of hearing is about half your range of sight. So you have to be within 30 feet to be able to hear them. But, yeah, you're able to see your friends on their plane of existence. It looks like there's a film between you and them, and you're able
Okay.
to walk through that film, but you're not able to break that film.
Okay. I'm just gonna. For now, I'm just gonna hang out with them and see if they try to do anything dumb.
Okay. So, all alone on the ethereal plane. Flashback or not flash, but
I'm mocking them, by the way.
me.
I'm turning into them and just like.
Pongu and Pierce. Cass has just disappeared into a different plane of existence. You do not know which. What are you doing?
Would
You are
like
still
to
in this
fo-
casino, and
want
the
to follow
drinks
her?
are still flowing.
Okay, so first of all, how did I win against the luckiest woman in the world? I've never seen her fail a task. Not one.
I had no pluses.
Yeah, Pongu, do I want to? Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm,
Is there
I will
anybody-
go. Yeah, I was gonna say, we're just gonna open this up and go in. Yeah.
So hold on, Pongu. Question.
No, you can't do that. No.
Why
don't
not?
do that. Because it's very expensive, and it's an honor thing. Get back from there.
What?
And
No.
someone comes over and like escorts you away.
Just one person.
For starters,
I don't want to go to jail. I will be escorted away. Pierce, do the thing.
Yeah. Okay. Is there like a clear like if Pierce made a run for it, is there someone in the way?
so okay, let me give you the lay of the land a little bit.
Yeah.
This is just a tube. There is
Yeah.
there's no control mechanism. Were you to get inside, you have no idea how to operate it.
Right.
You don't really know anything besides people walk into it and disappear. But yeah, I mean, you ostensibly have a clear path to it. Like you could get to it. You have to like cut through some people, but you know.
Right. Okay. Pierce sits down where his father sat.
You can still smell his rolled tobacco. It's the same rolled tobacco he's been smoking for 30 years.
Yeah.
Sweet cherry scent to it.
Chill. Pongu, let's play.
Oh shit. Okay. You okay.
Okay, so whoever
I'm-
loses, there's a 50-50 chance that you're gonna see someone on the other side.
Q is standing there. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
I'm watching Q. I'm just like.
Q.
Him.
You know
Pierce
the
turns
the,
around.
the bear the bear gif of like the eyes that just jut to the side. That's basically what
Yeah.
he's doing right now.
Q, do you remember how to get back to Nicole's place?
Absolutely not, but I can figure it out.
I'm gonna have to trust you on this one, buddy. I would just
Hey,
go back to
what
Nicole.
the fuck are you doing?
I'm gonna go get Kess back. Or punch my dad in the face, but I'm gonna try and get Kess back.
Okay. It seems like one of those is more important than the other.
Yes, Kess is more important. I
proud
promise
of
you
you
I know
for
where my
saying
priorities. It, I think, is very worth questioning. So, go back to Nicole's. I'm gonna stay there.
Now? Do you need me to
Now.
come with you? Because I've been to the ethereal plane before.
You don't
You
know
need-
that I went there.
Well, that's a plane like that's a place I might have gone to. That's a place that I might go. Q went to the ethereal plane when you guys were fighting vampires, and I know that just because I did the thing the other day. But
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay, yeah.
back to Coles. Yeah,
Yeah.
We'll get this NPC off the board. All right, I'm gonna go.
Okay.
Cass
Now
is just
Pongu.
sitting there kind of tearing up in her little ethereal plane because she heard all that. Anyways.
Pongu, you can get pretty small.
Yeah.
So, if I lose this game,
Yeah.
feel free to
Pop it
micro
your ear.
yourself. Pocket. Please pocket.
Okay, not your ear.
No.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if we want to do that bit. You know, that one time when I flew into someone's mouth while swimming. Excuse me.
Deal it up.
Ah, yeah, of course. And he deals out to you all. So yeah, D100s from both of you.
How do I do that?
If you don't mind my asking, it seems as if you two know each other and you're willing to do this to one another. It's an interesting sort of dynamic that I'm seeing. I'm just
8.
here to deal. I'll shut the fuck up.
Start.
What'd you have, Pierce?
8.
8.
08. Yeah.
11.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
So far,
Okay.
so good.
All right. 1 for Pongo. Go ahead and
2.
roll again.
33.
2.
Okay, 1 for Pierce.
59.
73, 59. 1 for Pongu.
Pongu.
Yeah.
It's gonna be okay. I'm gonna bring her back.
Okay.
100.
10.
Even ball game.
And
Cass-
the last one.
Cass has started walking away, by the way. She's
Jess
just
is like, ah,
taking off. Yeah. She's like, I can take care of myself.
39.
Pongu loses. So Pongu, someone approaches you. Someone approaches you and escorts you.
As they're escorting me,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna look at Pierce as I'm getting escorted, and I'm gonna mouth, "Bring back our girl," and he's gonna cast Vortex Warp on Pierce and throw him into the cell, into the tube. So you can magically twist space around another creature you can see within range. The target must succeed on a con throw or choose to fail, or the target is teleported to an unoccupied space of your choice that you can see within range.
This is a very good idea. I have to make a roll,
Okay.
but this is a very good idea.
Okay.
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 I hope it works. I just want you to know that.
I hope it works before I crush all your hopes and dreams.
So,
Gosh.
no. As Pongu is approaching, you hear this in your head, Pierce, and you're just sitting there with cards. I imagine almost being like, "All right, deal me back in," you know. And so you hear that in your head, and you turn around and look at him, and then all of a sudden, whoop, you feel your insides on your outsides, and you feel like twisted and warped, and beamed like Star Trek beamed into this little column. and then you hear somebody like muffled. You hear someone say, "Wait, that's not the right guy," and then, sloop, you are gone. I need you to roll a d4 for me.
Oh
that
my
moment,
gosh, I'm
I
so
pooped.
worried.
I poof a little and I disappear.
Okay, and like Pongu, you're able to hear the deal. Like, what the fuck was all that? And Pierce, as like right before you blink out of existence, you hear someone say, "Wait, that's the wrong that," and that's all you hear. What's your roll?
3.
That's what I rolled.
Blip, 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 blip. You find yourself in this green blue wash of like it's like an overlay on the reality that you're familiar with. It's very jarring to you, but you've already heard me describe this once. And you realize that your vision is very limited, your hearing is very limited. You have found yourself on the ethereal plane. However, Kess, how far have you walked?
I'm just taking off, man. Probably after they rolled the first couple of times, and they were all like, "I'm gonna bring her back," and she's just like, "I don't need help." So,
Okay.
she's very.
Pierce, you don't know that you're on the same plane as Kess.
Oh no.
So, you can hear, like, it sounds muffled, but you can hear everything that's happening on the regular plane around you. You recognize the people you were just playing cards with. They just sound kind of like this.
So Pierce is familiar with planar poker. He's never actually played it, but like he's was prepared for this.
Mhm.
He's never been on a different plane of existence before, but he would.
You've heard of it, but you've probably not. Like, it's kind of one of those things
Yeah.
that, like, I imagine when you were in the Bounty Hunters Guild, it's kind of one of those things that people were like, "Ah, yeah, I would play it." "Ah, no way, you're that." No, but like,
Yeah.
it's one of those sort of like legendary sorts of things.
Right. Okay, Pierce is gonna close his eyes and he's gonna yell, "Kess!"
And when you speak, you can hear yourself much more clearly. But Kess, you don't hear him because your range of hearing is shorter even than your range of vision.
Pierce. No, he probably didn't have Iris on him. But probably has a sidearm on him. So he'll take his sidearm and aim it at the ground and fire.
Okay. So as you do, this interesting thing happens. You can see the sound waves. Like almost like the bullet itself is shattering through the sound barrier. You can see the sound waves extending in every direction. And you see the bullet ding, bounce on the ground whole, and you're able to like look down at your feet, and you're not standing on the ground in the plane that you were just in, but it's almost like your feet are just a centimeter in a different direction, if that makes sense. But yeah, it doesn't do any damage to anything. A bullet just exists next to your foot.
Is the shot loud enough for Kess to hear?
No. It doesn't necessarily matter what the sound is. It's outside of her field of hearing.
Okay.
Okay, Zach. I'm gonna go find just like a very pretty scenic view,
Okay.
like some almost meditative spot. And I'm actually gonna take a short rest to get my wild shapes back.
Okay. Are you going to try to find a place here on level 12, or are you going to go someplace else? Because, Kess, as you walk around, just answer the question first.
I'm just gonna keep walking until I find a really pretty view in the city.
Okay.
I don't
So,
know
yeah,
if you want me to
walking
roll.
around-
I don't know.
Walking around on this level, You don't see much until you get to the edge of it.
Yeah.
And like you look up and it's like there's not a great view because you're so low, and you think you would get a better view on like in the middle of the city. And as you think this, you start to elevate.
Okay, I think back down, please.
You lower.
Do I see Q walking back home?
Make a perception check for the hell of it.
30.
Do 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 do. He's like jamming to himself.
Yeah.
Oh, my friends are okay.
Okay, he's on the right track home, right? There's nothing I can do to help him, but as he's safe, and I'm like, okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna stand at the edge of this plane. And because I have an idea now. So I'm gonna take a little short rest looking over the edge.
Okay. So again, the edge for you is just ground because you're on the 12th level, and not necessarily ground, but like there's only one level below you, and you can see the elevators that are descending into the forge.
I'll just look up.
Okay. You look up again. Your view is only 60 feet, so you can't even see to the top. But yeah, you do, and you're wanting to ascend. You're wanting to go up.
No, I'm just staying here because I have an idea. I'm taking a short rest.
Okay. Go ahead and do that. Let's pop back over to Pongu really quickly. Pongu, you are smallified. What are you doing?
Pongu is actually going to try to post up in a spot of the casino that's hidden, and like observe what the re-entry looks like for people that were popped out, who got planered, who got pokered,
Sure.
and see like what the process looks like, what the what happens. Is there any like side effects? Do people talk about, oh, we were expecting John this time, and then John didn't get back or something? So yeah, I'm just like seeing what I can ascertain.
So yeah, it's pretty clear, and it becomes clear pretty quickly. Like people are popped back into existence in this tube at about the same rate as they are popped out of existence.
Okay.
And just because it stands to reason, 24 hours later, they would just come right back. So it becomes clear pretty immediately the same things that Kess noticed earlier. You see that they are the people who come back. Some of them look almost relaxed. Some of them look bedraggled. Some of them look awful, horrified, like they've just been living in a haunted house for the past 28 hours.
Ooh, I want to go to that one.
Shadowfell.
But yes, it ultimately, you think it just varies case by case.
I mean, if I wait there long enough, do I hear where the 4 planes that people go? Like, do people go, oh my gosh, I got back from blah blah blah? Like, are there whisperings or musings about where people get back from? Like, I'm just trying to figure out what 4 places they went. I don't know. It's 4, but
check for me.
Perception.
Yep.
17.
17. Okay, with a 17, you hear 2 of them.
Okay.
And let's see which 2 you hear about. You hear so you hear this these 2 people having this conversation. They just seem to be bros talking about poker. Yeah, dude, one time I got sent to the astral plane, and it was actually pretty revelationary. I felt like I was meditating for 24 hours. I never felt more rested. And then the other one turns around and says, it's a lot better than the time I went to Shadowfell. So that's the cheesy NPC dialogue that you hear that exposits to you.
Okay. Pongu takes note of it, and again, it knows that they're gonna be back. Well, hopefully they get back and trust that they can handle themselves, and so he's not gonna wait around in this casino, and he's gonna go. he's probably gonna eventually check on Q, but I think he's gonna try to do more recon in the city. He's gonna see if he can get to the area where the green embers are, or see what kind of security they have in place.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, if you're, can you give me a specific, like, is there any specific plan of attack that you would like to do as far as like trying to get to the embers? Like, because if that's what you're trying to do, that's going to be a pretty intensive sort of thing. You can walk around to the city and talk to people if you like. You just tell me like specifically what your plan of attack is.
I'm at so in Ponger's research from yesterday, he would try to look up where the research facility was, and then just do some shopping. And then
You cut out. Can you repeat that, please?
Oh, he would try to do some recon in the research area, and then once he got potentially a fill of information recon, he would go to the extraction section and see what they do for extraction.
Okay. So if you're trying to make your way there, if you're leaving from the 12th level, you get on the lift and you descend down one level, and then you disembark from the lift, and you walk out, and then there you see a second lift that only descends, and it is posted up with 2 guards.
Okay.
One of them is Drow, one of them is Tiefling.
Okay. Do they look magical?
Not particularly.
Do
But
I see other
it's kind of difficult to tell, huh?
Do I see other employees going in or other people going in the section?
Not at this point in time. You get the feeling that it's kind of in the middle of a shift.
Okay. Have I seen anyone go in that general area?
Not since you've been here, no.
Okay, fuck it. Why not? Punger's gonna use mass suggestion on these 2 guards,
Okay, is that a...
and they need to make a 17 wisdom.
Jesus. That's a 5. And that's an 18.
Ugh.
But it was kind of cocked, so let me do that again. You are lucky. It was cocked. I would have made you all re-roll it.
Yeah.
So, you said it was 17?
17.
Okay. So, these 2 guards essentially become the valets from Key and Peele. If you're familiar with that sketch.
Liam Neeson.
Yeah, exactly. So they're just talking about these really awesome scrolls that they've read, and how this one writer, Atticus Flamerad, is just absolutely their shit. And like, so yeah, you just strike up a conversation with them. What would you like to suggest to them?
I think you 2 have been working very hard. I think you should go take that 15-minute break that you've been telling yourself you take.
They look at each other. We have been working hard. And it's just like, yeah, like they start screaming at each other. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And they just get on the lift and go up.
They go up as in not going down.
Correct.
I make sure, if possible, if we can build this in, I ask for one of their ID cards or whatever they use.
So is suggestion just for one thing, or is it a time?
The time,
The
I
suggestion
think.
must be worded. Some reason. They can't do anything that would be unreasonable, stabbing themselves or throwing themselves into a spear, immolating. So basically, whatever.
But you made the suggestion that they take a break. So is it like charm person where like they are charmed and they just listen to you for a certain amount of time, or is it the type of thing where you make one suggestion and they do it?
This is, it just says the suggested course of action can continue for the entire duration. If the suggested action can be completed in a shorter. So I basically gave myself 15 minutes to do whatever. So maybe it is just that. So they left.
So I will say make a persuasion check.
Persuasion. Oh, this is not good.
Like I'm not, I won't say no, but you'll have to roll for it.
Yeah, it was a 9.
It's a 9.
Unless can I use inspiration from 4, or is it does that go away after?
No, once you have inspiration, you have it until you use it.
I'll try again. 19.
Okay. One of them is like, yeah, you seem like a good dude, and then it just hands you the ID card.
Enjoy your break. I go exploring.
Okay, so you delve down into the depths, and as you look, as you look at the card, let's see, what is the name of this person? As you look at the card, you see that their name is Lilo and Stitch. I just saw this sitting here, and I couldn't come up with another name. So yeah, the name is Lilo and Stitch.
You're welcome. I put that on your desk.
Yeah. So yeah, that is the name of the person that you are pretending to be. It is not a photo ID, but it is just sort of like a card that gains, that grants admittance.
Okay.
So you descend into the depths toward the forge as
Okay.
Q is back at Nicole's, just sort of like sitting on the couch, like twiddling his thumbs and rocking his legs back and forth. Pierce and Kess are in the ethereal plane trying to find each other, and Pongu has descended into the depths toward the forge. The party is entirely split. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Ah.
I don't know.
Good job, guys.
I don't know if we've ever split the party like that.
No, not in complete.
Not
force.
like that.
It's my favorite.
I have a really
really
good idea.
I know that was a short session, but I figured that was as good a place as any to end it for the evening.
Yeah.
And I wanted to give you guys some time to think about what you're going to do next.
And also,
I know
what he's done.
exactly what I'm doing.
Think about your choice. I might die.
That did not go like I thought. I mean, it rarely does, but like I kind of had a sense of like, okay, Kess is gone. We'll go look for Kess. We'll all get to the same place, and then Pierce will talk to Dad, and it just went.
Just the image of Kess playing cards with your dad as you guys walk in, and then you watch your dad walk to this tube. I wonder what could possibly be happening. Gone. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Adventures Unabridged. Be sure to tune in to our other podcast, Adventures Abridged, which is a narrative retelling of the story so far. I've got an episode coming out here in a few days, hopefully, so keep an eye out for that. They're going to be fighting some vampires. We're almost to the new Hexton arc, which is a fun time. But yeah, we're just going back and rehashing the story that we've been telling for 2.5 years now. So if that sounds like your kind of thing, hop in there because there's original music and it's kind of fun. Yeah, take care of your brains. We love you so very much. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. Good night.